Turn dead soil into a garden miracle. Grow healthier plants naturally. Hey fellow gardeners, welcome back to Soil Sage Chronicles. If you've been struggling with tired, lifeless soil, or if you've ever wondered how some gardens seem to thrive without constant fertilizers, today's article is for you. I'm going to share a tried and true method to create soil that heals itself naturally, a way to make your garden more resilient, your plants stronger, and your harvest more abundant. And yes, this is completely organic and safe for your family, pets, and the environment. We're going to focus on something I love to experiment with in my own garden: fermented plant juices, or FPJs. This method not only feeds your soil but also nurtures the tiny microbial life that keeps your garden alive and thriving. By the end of this guide, you'll know exactly how to make your own FPJs, how to apply them correctly, and how to track which plant boost works best for your garden. Before we dive into recipes and applications, let's take a moment to understand what self-healing soil actually means. Most gardeners focus on adding fertilizers to their plants without thinking much about the soil itself. But your soil is alive. It contains billions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, and other tiny organisms that work tirelessly to break down organic matter, cycle nutrients, and protect plants from pests and diseases. When soil is depleted, compacted, or chemically treated, these microbes suffer. That's where our natural boosts come in. By creating a fertile, microbe-friendly environment, your soil begins to recover on its own. It stores nutrients, retains water more efficiently, and can even resist some diseases. Think of it as giving your garden a probiotic. It becomes healthier from the inside out. Not all plants are created equal when it comes to making FPJs. Some are nutrient powerhouses, packed with minerals, amino acids, and growth-promoting compounds. In my experience, comfrey, nettle, moringa, and even garden herbs like basil or parsley make excellent FPJs. For this experiment, let's take two different plants to compare their effectiveness. Harvest equal weights, around 1 kilogram each, so the test is fair. Chop them finely to increase the surface area. This helps the microbes in your FPJ extract maximum nutrients. One of the best parts about FPJs is that you can experiment based on what's abundant in your garden. Even weeds like dandelion can become a secret weapon for soil health. Now comes the fun part: making your FPJ. This is a simple process, but attention to detail matters. Start with your plant material and place it in a clean, food-safe container. For 1 kilogram of chopped plant material, you'll need roughly 1 liter of water and 1 to 2 tablespoons of brown sugar or jaggery. The sugar acts as a food source for the microbes that will ferment the mixture. Mix the sugar into the water first, then pour it over the plant material. Cover the jar with a breathable cloth or mesh to allow air circulation while keeping insects out. Store it in a shaded, warm spot between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. Every day, give it a gentle stir. You'll notice bubbles forming, and the smell will become pleasantly tangy. That's the fermentation working. After about 5 to 7 days, your FPJ is ready. Strain out the plant solids and keep the liquid. This is the powerful elixir that will help your soil heal itself. The plant-to-water ratio should always remain 1:1, and the sugar just enough to kickstart fermentation. Too much can throw off the balance. Knowing how to apply your FPJ is just as important as making it. Let's say you have a 10 square meter garden bed. You'll need about 1 liter of FPJ per 10 square meters, diluted in roughly 20 liters of water. You can apply this either as a soil drench or as a foliar spray directly on the leaves of your plants. Timing is key. Apply in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid the midday sun, which can stress the plants or reduce the effectiveness of the microbes. Repeat the application every 7 to 10 days for 4 weeks, observing the changes in your plants. You should start to notice deeper green leaves, stronger stems, and even a subtle increase in flowering or fruiting. For larger gardens, simply scale up your FPJ proportionally. The important part is consistency. Microbes need repeated feedings to thrive. Always mark treated areas if you're comparing different FPJs so you can track results clearly. Here's where gardening gets really interesting. I recommend testing 2 FPJs side by side on identical plants. For instance, you could apply a comfrey FPJ to half of your tomato plants and a nettle FPJ to the other half. Just be sure to keep all other factors the same, like your watering schedule, sunlight, and soil type. Track the progress over 3 to 4 weeks. Look for differences in leaf color, plant vigor, and fruit set. This experiment allows you to understand which plant-based boost works best for your garden, giving you a tailored approach rather than, just guessing. It also helps refine your FPJ recipes over time. I did this last season in my garden, and the comfrey FPJ produced visibly greener leaves and larger fruits, while the nettle FPJ strengthened root development. Both worked beautifully, but each offered unique benefits. This is why experimentation is so satisfying. You're literally learning from your garden. The beauty of this method is that it transforms your garden from a maintenance-heavy chore into a self-sustaining ecosystem. Healthy microbes break down organic matter and release nutrients in forms plants can readily absorb. And over time, your soil structure improves. It becomes softer, more crumbly, and better at retaining water. You'll also notice that plants become more resilient to pests and environmental stress. Now, this doesn't mean you can ignore pests entirely, but a healthy soil biome acts as a natural buffer, reducing the likelihood of serious infestations. Finally, by relying on natural FPJs instead of chemical fertilizers, you're creating an eco-friendly garden. You're reducing runoff, protecting pollinators, and contributing to a healthier local ecosystem, all while growing stronger, more productive plants. Even with the right FPJ, there are a few things that can make or break your soil healing journey. First, always use clean, uncontaminated water for your FPJ. Chlorinated water can slow fermentation. Second, be patient. Microbes work slowly, and it may take a few weeks before you see dramatic changes. Third, rotate your FPJ ingredients. Using a variety of plants feeds different microbes, keeping your soil biodiversity high. Remember, this isn't a one-time miracle solution. Consistent care, observation, and small adjustments are what turn a good garden into a great one. Over time, you'll learn which FPJs your soil loves and which plant pairings give the best results. Creating soil that heals itself naturally is not just about producing better crops, it's about connecting with your garden in a meaningful way. Every batch of FPJ, every soil drench, and every observation teaches you more about the living system beneath your feet. It's a slow, rewarding process, but one that pays off in vibrant plants and abundant harvests. So fellow gardeners, start small, experiment, and observe. Your soil can become self-sufficient, your plants stronger, and your garden a thriving ecosystem. FPJs are just one of the many tools to achieve this, and once you start, you'll wonder how you ever gardened without them. If you found this guide useful, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more hands-on, practical gardening advice. Share this article with friends who want to grow stronger, healthier gardens naturally. And as always, I'd love to hear about your FPJ experiments. Drop a comment or video response and let's learn together. Happy gardening!